So basically, I could really only look at you from inside a mountain vagina, is my point.
That's an excellent point.
So outrageous the toll. You can lose all you have. He refused to give it to the town that takes all to survive. You must have the will. How this movie doesn't end the way we want all the time. And he shouts at the moon, she's gone. Fears will come. He was walking a mile. He was walking alone.
So, they have basic white girls in Austria too?
Basic white girls?
Yeah, it's October, so everything is pumpkin spice flavored, right? Do you ride around in an SUV listening to extremely inoffensive rap music?
I'm not sure about that, but I can tell you for sure that we have basic white girls. I am one. So, I've never seen pumpkin spice anything.
Someone brought some pumpkin spice cupcakes, that was it, into the office a couple weeks ago. Just really, just pre-gaming October. And they were delicious.
Aw.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, we have a lot of people in our office who they're married with either haven't had children yet or have very young children. So they're kind of getting that urge to bake shit that every parents get,
Yeah.
but they're not at
Their kids, or
But no, the thing is, they're not. Their kids are too young for them to really be like just baking tons of shit for them, because they're like still like, like a year or two old and not really at the age where you just want to shove a cake in their face.
You're gonna rot all their teeth out.
Yeah.
they're not baking their kids, is what you're
Oh
saying.
no, they're not.
Which is what you do.
Yes, I mean they're lame. Okay, they're not really.
They're actually
not
feeding
connoisseurs.
them, wasting resources on them?
Yes.
We've talked about
Are their
this.
kids getting baked though?
But here's the thing that's good. They have this parental urge to bake pastries that I think everyone gets at some point in their life if they have children. And because they can't be making food for their kids, they bake pastries and then just send it with their spouse who works in my office. So there's like 4 or 5
All of
people
them.
who like will randomly come in, just be like, hey, there are cookies, and they'll bring in just a fucking gigantic plate of fresh homemade cookies for no reason.
Mm.
And there's one guy who no one in his family, he's got like 3 kids, a baby, a toddler, and like a 4 or 5-year-old. And none of them or his wife or himself can cook worth a shit. But they'll bring in donuts from the really expensive donut place. So I'm like, yeah, hey,
And that must be like a thing you do when you like your coworkers.
Yeah, they go to the Holy
Because-
Donut and bring us potato donuts. You could have bought an inexpensive prostitute with that money, and instead you're
Yeah.
feeding us donuts.
Your workplace must be just full of likable people.
Well, either they're likable or they're really dumb.
Either way, cookies.
Exactly.
So,
Anything that provides free food to me has got to be a benefit in some way.
you bring me cookies? Yeah.
Yeah, bring me cookies and
I don't kill
don't.
you.
Yeah, bring me cookies and don't try to kill me. Eat the cookies and you can live until the cookies are gone. That's the deal. When the cookies are gone,
buy you time.
yeah, when the cookies are gone, you had best hope that you can run faster than me with a belly full of cookies. Because on one hand, that might slow me down because I'm full of cookies. On the other hand, sugar equals energy. Maybe I'll be able to use that to catch you. Who knows? I think it's a gamble, but it might be a smart gamble.
Humans really haven't evolved much. Look at the big picture.
I mean, like, compared to when? Because, like, 200 years ago, we were all, like, dying of polio and shit.
Yeah, well,
We've
but
gotten better than
even
that.
then, even 200 years ago, if you gave someone cookies, they probably were less likely to kill you. That hasn't changed at all.
Well, that's true, but I mean, are you assuming that, like, evolution of human consciousness would get to the point where I could give you cookies and you would become more likely to murder me?
If you're trying to eat healthy, maybe.
Oh, yeah, because
The vegans.
Are you trying to fuck with my diet, bitch? Stab. I could see that.
Vicious bitches, vegans. If you give them cookies. So they are not human, actually.
Or they're super advanced humans that we simply I cannot comprehend the way they work any more than, like, an ant can comprehend how I work.
Yeah, they're the next stage of human evolution.
I mean, that's a total first, actually. We're talking about a group of people, and we're actually being nice to them or about them. That's weird.
Well,
It's October, so spooky.
But to be fair, one of the major tenets of many sects of Hinduism is vegetarianism, which verging on veganism, and I don't want to piss off that many people. I mean, I'll go after some groups, but, like, there are billions of Hindus, and it's like, if I got all of them...
Yeah, they never die. They just come back, so there's an infinite amount of them.
But are they listening to this?
If I got all of them mad at me, one would get me. I'm just saying. There's so many.
I love the thought that Sean actually thinks the entire Hindu world listens to our show.
Well,
I love
they
this
do.
so much.
Yeah, we have a huge listener base in India.
Yeah, it's true. I'm actually really looking forward. I ordered a book off Amazon that I'm really looking forward to. It's called... Actually, I'm drawing a blank on the exact title. Oh, God. God, you hate me, don't you? Just 'cause I'm making fun of you. God is such a snowflake, that's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, it is Zeus Grants Stupid Wishes, and it's basically just a recap of most forms of mythology.
In, like, a modern way?
Yeah. It's actually, it should hopefully make me funny. After I read it, I'm going to have so many jokes to steal.
Well, now it's on record where you got them from.
Do you really think anyone listening to this can read?
Wow.
They're listening to
you guys.
They're listening to a podcast. That's obviously because reading was too much effort.
They were able to read the links that led them to it. So
I think they just saw the different colored squiggles on the screen and went, click. Ooh, it makes pretty sounds.
why? Why? Why do you have to do this? There's only like 3 people left. Don't do this.
Yes, but those 3 people will never stop.
Yeah, they can't find their way out. They can't read.
Exactly. They look at the door outside of our little fandom, and they're just looking at the knob going, do I have sex with it? What is this for?
Oh, not only can they not read, they're just complete and utter morons in general, is what you're saying.
And they spent the last, 2 years humping a doorknob, and they just don't know why it's not working. With that said, hey everybody, welcome to Funk Dunk Play Season 2, Episode 36?
5?
5? 2? 35. Episode 35.
So who are you talking to? There's no one left, Sean.
I'm talking to myself when I listen to this. And man, there's something weird on the doorknob to this place. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but it's kind of sticky. Okay, now, you have no memory of where we left off.
I do, actually. I do.
You do?
Somewhat.
You said on the tweets that you didn't, so I was just gonna lie.
I'm sorry. Yes, I have. No, please tell me, Sean, what happened?
But so you were talking to the young Ms. Everdeen Gloth, Demon Lord of Forbidden Knowledge and Childish Pranks, and Head Librarian of Libranthium, the 7th layer of Hell. I don't know if I mentioned that it was, in fact, layer number 7, but it is.
I don't think so, yeah. But now we know. It's the best one.
Yep.
So.
There's layers like an ogre.
Yep, and also...
Did we already make that joke? I
Probably.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody makes that
several
joke in this
times.
fandom.
Yeah.
I just did my latest LARP quest thing yesterday, and had... Actually, they never asked what the character's name was, but there was an ogre in the swamp who I was calling Rick the Ogre. And he was just there to complain about how, them damn lizard folk ate my donkey. They all invaded my swamp.
Oh no.
So then they went and fought the lizard folk, who invaded his swamp.
And ate his donkey.
Yep. Yeah, they got revenge for the donkey.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so this wasn't some sort of weird interspecies oral sex reference here. They were down on me donkey! I couldn't believe he was lying there going, oh yeah, lick that donkey clit!
I mean, I don't know. I intentionally leave those details loose so people can fill in the blanks.
Oh yeah, loose like my donkey is now! Walking all bow-legged, going, ooh, lizard folk cock, that's tasty!
Can I just interject and say that Lick My Donkey Clit is a strong contender for its title?
That's a strong contender for a title of anything. I mean, if I was writing a book of like biblical commentary, it could just be called "Lick My Donkey Clit," a modernized examination of the Acts of the Apostles. You know,
There were a lot of donkeys in the Bible,
and no one talked about who actually went down on them.
I mean, it was implied.
Yeah, someone had to be just given head to a donkey at some point when the Bible was happening.
This is a long ass book.
Yeah, it is. It goes on forever. Just nothing but just donkey sucking.
Yeah, if you do something long enough, you will eventually lick a donkey clit. So
Yeah. I'm wondering about Jesus himself, while he was on the cross, had a donkey climb up and sit on his face. You know?
I mean, he definitely rode a donkey on his way into Jerusalem.
So why shouldn't a donkey ride him on his way out of the world?
Yeah.
It's only fair.
welcome to Bible Talk.
Remember, everyone, Jesus is like Jell-O. He sucked off a donkey.
Are you talking about Oily Josh?
Yes, Oily Josh.
Jade, you saw that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I can't remember who I shared that
As
with.
a Tumblr thread.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Eugene had like retweeted one of them, and then I started scrolling through the other ones and found the one about Oily Josh and his 12 teenage friends.
Well, Christ does mean anointed one. You anoint with oil. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And Jesus means Joshua. So Oily Josh will be an NPC eventually.
Oily Josh will be the physical form of Snake.
Snake oil.
If he were to take human form, he'd want to, be a snake oil salesman. In order to facilitate transitioning to the new episode, for a while, the two of you and Everdeen Gloth had a rather mundane conversation after the episode ended. You spoke about just various things. You asked questions about the makeup of the Abyss and Labyrinthium, but nothing really vitally important. You were informed about how hell is tiered like a layer cake. There are 10 plus 1 levels, but the sheep level doesn't really count.
It's a bonus level.
Yeah, it's a bonus level. You only get there by botching on your transport roll.
In canon. Like in
Yes.
in the world.
Yes, it's actually canonically how you get there. You ask a few mundane questions about Libranthium, about about how everything of any import which is ever written down and recorded ends up here, but not the actual book itself, but a copy of it. So it's not like books vanish from the real world and end up in Labyrinthium. It's like, as books are written, they also appear in the Eternal Library of Hell. At one point, it might come up with Elisa asking about the way the books are laid out and why they're laid out alphabetically by author, to which point Gloth will laugh and remind you this is in fact hell. And that's why.
And when somebody invents the printing press, are they going to have like 1 million copies of every book that gets printed in 1 million copies?
No, it's still 1 copy per work ends up in the library. With the odd exception of the Da Vinci Code, there's still 5 copies of that, and even Gloss doesn't understand why there's so fucking many copies of the Da Vinci Code. She throws them away, and they keep coming back.
It must mean something. You just have to read it and find out. You have to read all 5 of them and compare every page. Count up all the letters on every page. Check for spacing differences. There's something hidden in those books.
Yeah, well, now you know what it is gonna do over the next couple of episodes.
Gloth asks you seemingly minor and unimportant questions about your lives and about the quest, and at some point you do realize that she's been aiming the conversation towards the mundane and towards just chit-chat type stuff, and away from anything that could be viewed as, well, important to know. She's being very polite about it. She clearly likes the two of you.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, she clearly does. It's not like she's head over heels in love with you.
No, that'd be weird.
But she definitely doesn't find you objectionable. And she's being, and her politeness doesn't feel forced or fake. It feels like she actually kind of enjoys your company. Elisa more than it, possibly.
Again?
It's always
Eliza's more evil.
Wow.
Just saying.
Get on my level.
It's just that, when Elisa talks about what she's up to, it involves a lot more senseless murder. Whereas it has a lot more, existential and philosophical conundrums. Which are, for a demon ward, sure, they're cool and all. But compared to senseless murder, you're making me choose between chocolate ice cream and chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. I like them both, but I'm taking the cookie dough. You know what I mean?
Yes. All right. I'll take it.
She loves hearing about your dog.
Yeah. Should have brought the dog.
You really should have, but you didn't. And you're going to pay for that with your souls. She looks at her wrist, and she has a weird... It really just looks like a copper bangle more than anything else. But she glances at it, and then she says in a slightly different voice, because I'm bad at keeping my accents right. Anyway, lovelies, it has been a wonderful conversation, but I dare say I do have other things to do, an army to get ready to invade heaven with. You know how it is.
Oh, of course. If you have a minute, I've just got a couple more questions I wanted to ask.
Oh, she looks at the bangle again, adjusts it.
I'll make it quick.
I'm sure I could do something about answering your questions. Do go ahead.
Alright, first off, do you know anything about the Welpian Purity God?
When you say that, here's her face as you go. Do you know anything normal about the Welpian? Very slight raised eyebrow. Purity guard wince. Very small wince, but she winces.
Ooh.
Do I know anything about them? Good me, I do. They're clerics of some sort, one of the more annoying gods. Luckily not one I have any particular conflict with, but here's what they do. Traditionally speaking, when the Walpians fight a war, they either win or they go home and they take their bowl with them. They're barbarian race. Savage, really. And their gods are gods of victory and destruction, so if they can't win a war, they send their gods in to destroy everything.
Well, I bring it up because it's come to my attention that the Welbians are, shall we say, rather upset about losing their army, and are planning to mobilize said purity gods. So, my second question was going to be, once you've finished slaughtering those elven gods and conquering heaven, will you have any further need for the Welbians? Or could I reassure them that their souls will be returned and maybe stave off those annoying fucking clerics or whatever they are?
She chuckles and then says, "Well, how can I put this, darling? If I were to give you a lovely dinner, and because you are very hungry, you see, could I get it back a week later? I don't think so. You can't fuel a demonic army and then return the spent fuel."
Oh, so you don't even have the souls anymore.
Well, I'll have them in memories of conquest, but not particularly in the whole having them anymore thing. They'll be sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Burnt up and obliterated? Yeah, I believe that works.
Ah, well, easy come, easy go. I guess, incidentally, if you would want those purity god to help fuel your army, I could. I just want to get them out of my hair, so.
There's some people who would probably make the argument that live wasps are delicious, but very few want to put them in their mouth.
Ah, well.
I'd rather not deal with a multi-front war. One front at a time, dear. One front at a time.
Ah, well. Okay, yes, and my other question,
And she's gonna hold up the book that she picked up last time.
do I need to check this out, or do I have to read it here? I'm honestly not sure where we're going next, so I might be able to read it here.
Heck, day's work. Fantastic primer. Rather surprised the building gave it to you. That's from originally from the Divine Library. It's a primer for young gods.
Oh.
Normally out of the purview of mortals like yourself, but And she looks over at it. She looks at it for a second, and then looks back at Elisa and goes, "But I can suppose I understand why it would have allowed your party to have it. But yeah, I'd prefer it if you didn't leave the premises with it.
That's alright.
After you leave if you leave my layer of the abyss, the book will simply teleport back, but it's such an annoyance, they never go back in the right place, and poor librarians, if they don't find it within 15 minutes, I'm forced to torture them to death. The rules."
That's fine. I'll leave it in the reading room, thank you.
Miss Law.
Ms., please, it's Ms.
Ms.
I was married once. I'm a modern, liberated woman.
You sure are. I have the utmost respect for you. I want you to know that. Just one more quick thing. I know it must be such a pleasure for you to have your dear son back. Is there any chance at all that we could have him back in the prime material? Any chance at all?
Oh. Well, you see, there's a bit of a problem with that. I set the timer already. It's set to go for 2 million years. If I stop it now, I might gum up the mechanism. And then my accent would shift again.
Well, you see, it's just that he is such a shining beacon of things back in...
Big compliment.
I know so little about him.
Honestly, he's got some good skills. He's got kind of a mouth on him, but he's got some skills.
But we have built up quite a relationship in all those years we worked together, and he's very, very important to the leader of our organization, and if you could just give your heart a push.
And really, isn't the prime material plain worse than that?
Sure, that's Elisa, that's a very good point. There's gonna be so many opportunities for you to torture him in the future. If we could just have him for a couple more years, that would be brilliant. And I want to roll a persuasion.
I mean, if you really want to torture him, just have him go up against the Purity Guard. They're going to be showing up pretty soon.
I also want one advantage on it, which I will give myself. 13.
Should I roll a persuasion since I'm contributing to this, or?
Well, she regards it and smiles a very small smile and says, "My dear, while I do recognize that we have more in common than you would think, my heart was rendered unpushable millennia ago. My son only exists to remind me of the reason I'm so wonderfully evil. I really don't think I have a lot of warmth left. You might have noticed this layer of the abyss is actually kept at about 52 degrees Fahrenheit. It's relatively chilly."
I think it's quite cozy, actually.
Well, I prefer it this way anyway.
Well, I understand your reasoning. Thank you for hearing me out, in any case.
I just rolled my persuasion, just in case.
However, if you were looking for something along the lines of a trade, if you had something to offer me that might make my life a little better, I would obviously humor the concept.
Something popped into my mind immediately, but I can't do that, so...
Why not?
Because I can't emotionally do that. She was intrigued by my dog.
Well, she liked hearing about your dog, yeah. She liked this. She's the dog person.
She would probably trade Telforge for my dog.
It's definitely something that would have a low difficulty rating to convince her to do. But I don't feel that it would even... I don't think that would enter into its head.
Probably, but it would start to shake violently at the thought.
That's something that I could hear. I could see Elisa making the connection and suggesting, but I don't see it wanting to do that in any way.
I didn't notice. Like, I'm looking at my inventory list. I do have that burned book from Belfador's Tower, but she's probably got an unburned copy in the library already. So unless she cares about an original copy of the book, no, not the Death Book. That's the thing Elisa was going to say no to.
All right.
It's probably a good idea you haven't mentioned it, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, we're keeping that to ourselves. But I guess Elisa can take out the thing that I have written down on here is Burned Book of Evil Cthulhu Shiz.
Okay.
It's the book from Belfador's Tower. And just...
Oh my god, it's got Cthulhu jizz on it!
Yeah, no, she'll...
Why is it all black and oily?
Hold it up and say...
Now, I'm sure you probably have a better condition copy of this, but I don't know, is the original worth anything to you?
Yeah, we don't exactly truck in collectibles here. You can keep that one. It's falling apart anyway, and a lot of the words are, can't really read them. I know this because I have a copy of the novelization of this podcast.
Yeah, Elisa shrugs. She doesn't understand what half those words mean. And she just puts the book away.
Look, Ms. Glob, how do you feel about doors? Do you like them?
Oh, they're fantastic. I hear that if you open one, you can walk through it. Amazing technology. I employ them liberally in my
Are we giving her Gary the door?
library. You don't have Gary the door to
I mean, you
give.
can teleport and grab
Right
him.
now, we can teleport.
I mean, I was thinking of using... I had mentioned it to people on the server, and I think Darkant recommended using him as, give him to Muddler as a shield to carry around.
Oh, Muddler!
No.
No.
I automatically don't like that idea.
Weird. What would you say if I told you that we knew about a really, really cute door? Would you like to have that cute door?
She, actually, you know what? Roll persuasion.
That's the
So I can
dumbest
see
thing
what-
I ever said.
It is, but let's see how this
I
works.
probably would have called it a charismatic door, but
21.
She gestures to her office, which is fairly conservative in its decor. Nothing very showy or decorative about it. I mean, the desk is really nice, but other than that, it's like, pretty normal for an office, created by a DM with a weird desk fetish. If you notice, the best things in this entire campaign have been desks. Everyone's desk
And
is
chairs.
awesome.
There were some
everyone's-
good chairs.
Everyone's desk and chair are awesome in this. It's like I only recently realized that I have a bizarre desk fetish. But she gestures to her thing and goes, I really don't think cute is the motif I've been going for with this building.
I think by cute he means charming. It's a very talkative door.
See, it has teeth.
Talkative.
bites.
You are aware this is a library. People are supposed to be quiet.
We have some corpses lying around. Does she look like someone who...
no, she uses souls, not really the corpses.
Not corpses.
Yeah, she's not big on like
No.
bodies.
Who else do we have that we don't need?
Reginald. Guy who is permanently on fire because he was touched by a god.
Well, I don't... Fire in the library?
I believe you've just used logic properly because yeah, kind of where I would have gone with that.
Who else is running around with us and is super annoying? No, I am absolutely... I'm gonna throw one last thing out. It is desperate.
Alright.
Are you by any chance into pan flute music?
Roll an unmodified d20.
16.
Her eyes sort of light up.
Oh.
She says, the pan flute is one of the most demonic of instruments, dear. Tell me, do you play?
I am, if I dare say so myself, a master at it.
Actually, officially, you're great at it.
I thought I was a master
According
of the pan
to
flute.
number 51 on the Wild Magic roll chart, great at pan flute.
Alright, fine. I lied.
Alyssa's gonna be reading the book while it's doing this.
I will take out my fucking pan flute, is what I'll do.
What genres do you play the best at?
I must say, I play a pretty mean reggae too.
Oh, damn. Let us hear it. Give me a performance roll.
Performance! Woohoo!
What is your normal bonus to performance?
No, another. +5.
Cool. You're really great at pan flute, though.
Right. Yeah?
So it's automatically +10.
Is that new, or was that always the case?
You've never done a performance check with pan flute
never.
before, okay? It's always been the case. Only on
That's
pan
a
flute.
crit,
And you crit.
motherfucker.
Okay, you start playing a beautiful medley of several Bob Marley tunes, mixed into each other and overlapping in a really just beautiful. You sound like you're your own pan flute orchestra playing just everything that makes reggae real. And you're playing it so good that you would swear if you were, if you knew what it, you would swear that you could smell pot smoke. That's how good this reggae is.
It's so good that Elisa looks up from the book.
Yeah,
Wow.
and Eliza is even just like,
She's reading the knowledge of beginner gods, and she decides to look up to see what this music is.
yeah, and she's not, you said yourself, she's not a music
Yeah.
person, really. But she's still like, what the fuck, that's amazing.
like, I didn't know you could do
you
that.
know? Yeah, and basically, Gloth, immediately is spellbound. Before you know it, she is in fact on top of her desk, jamming out and just like dancing. And if this was like a cartoon, everything would have gone black except for it and Gloth, and then the background would have come back and it would have been like a dance club. There'd been like a disco ball or something. I don't know. It was
A reggae disco
Minor
ball.
illusion. There is a disco ball now.
okay. There's a disco ball.
Does she raise her hands up in the air like she just don't care, or?
Oh yeah, she raises the roof at one point.
Okay, cool.
And she's just doing so many different dances. At one point, you would swear that she kicks into the electric slide. And this goes on for about half an hour. It doesn't even, you don't get tired because you have this supernatural ability. Finally, Gloth begins to get tired because she's not used to cutting a rug like this.
Mm.
And you kind
She
of,
old.
she sits back down in her chair in a flump. At that point, you stop playing. She looks at you with the most incredible look of admiration. And says, "My dear, I haven't heard music as beautiful as that since that time I murdered an entire choir. Do you know that you can scream in over 14 different keys? Beautiful, really. That was amazing music. I am beside myself. You have at least definitely won a boon from me. And if what you wish is my son, I suppose you can have him. I hope you don't mind. I recorded that so I can play it back later."
I would be happy if you would like to come back at some point and play for you again.
Oh dear, that would be marvelous.
I am sure you can let me know when you're in the mood.
Oh dear, for that I'm always in the mood. Wink.
She winked at me.
In fact, I even have... well, you don't have to take this offer. It's not one of those normal demonic things where if you don't take the offer, I kill you. Not one of those, I swear. But you see, you've impressed me. And of course, you are more than you seem, little it. Would you and your friend be interested, perhaps, in an alternate arrangement?
Go on.
Well, the way I see it, my little holy war will take probably about 2 or 3 weeks on your, whatever you call it, prime material. So I'll need someone to look after the place. Someone to be in charge while I'm gone. And don't think you would go unrewarded. For one, you live in abject luxury in my library, surrounded by all the knowledge which ever has existed. And on top of that, when I get done, you can have what's left.
What's left?
Oh, yes, of course, you know. After I've destroyed all the elven gods, there will be a lot of empty real estate where there used to be a bunch of elves.
That's promising.
If we take you up on this offer, could we leave beforehand to make some arrangements on our end?
Oh, I don't think that would be advisable.
Is there any way we could get a message back to our allies on the Prime Material and let them know we're going to be having an extended stay?
You seem to be misinterpreting what I'm saying here. This offer does sort of mean that stuff really shouldn't matter to you anymore. You'll sort of be more important than those petty concerns.
I mean, Elisa does have plans for the prime material long term.
But of course, you don't need to do it. I mean, obviously, if you have other things that need doing, I'm not asking you to just give up your lives or anything. Obviously, but I wanted to put it on the table because you have impressed me.
I'm honestly afraid to ask her more questions because maybe she'll get impatient and I just say, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in character, Elisa doesn't know about the note, and as long as she doesn't think the Purity Guard is going to wipe out all the Yuan-Ti, she doesn't care who else they kill. Okay, so I guess character context knowledge. Does Elisa know, is there much of a Yuan-Ti population in Stab? Or in Trask, rather, in the country?
In Trask, she knows there are enclaves of Yuan-Ti, but most of them are living relatively in hiding.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily in hiding, but out of the sight of people who would be like, oh, evil monsters, stab them with swords and death.
Yeah, they wouldn't be on, the front lines of any of it, so...
Yeah, because they're not, a powerful faction.
Okay. 2 to 3 weeks is not a lot of time for the Walpians to just run over everything.
Yeah, and potentially getting... I mean, she definitely needs time to read this book, which I'm sure it will take a while to digest all that god knowledge, so... Yeah, I guess she would just run the calculation in her head, figure out, well, the Yuan-Ti will probably survive whatever's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so... Yeah, I think she'd be okay with staying.
I mean, its reasoning is, if the Demon Lord of Childish Pranks offers you something, you take it. Motherfucker, you take that shit.
Yeah, even if it's a joy button. And also, I guess, side note, she would also worry a little bit about Sarah and about, Gorus, but if they die, I mean, that would suck, and she'd get revenge on the killers, but...
You still have me!
And your pan flute.
I think we didn't talk about this in character. We just exchanged a look. Is my headcanon right now. And,
that was all through message.
Oh, and it looks at Ms. Glaw and says, "I'd be happy to assist you."
She looks legitimately surprised.
Yeah, no one's that dumb. Yeah.
She was really kind of for a second, there's an actual legitimate flicker of almost shock on her face, like, that worked?
We're screwed, but...
And she goes, oh, excellent, I was planning on heading out very shortly, you know how it is, genocide and all, it takes really quite a bit of work, but yes, about 3 weeks I'll be back, and you'll have an entire, well, I suppose bits of it'll be on fire, and that'll be annoying, but I do plan on burning a lot of... Oh dear, you guys don't even know it exists. I'll forget about that. Well. Don't worry, you'll know it exists when the forbidding wears off. The Elven Kingdom destroyed, lovely, all the elves dead, then you can you can have all of it when I'm done.
Lovely.
And she gets up and she's kind of adjusting a few things on her desk, putting a few things in drawers.
Would you release your son before you leave? Is that possible at all?
Oh, of course not. It was an either or proposition.
We can talk to him. He'll just be being tortured at the time.
Oh no, I do intend to bring him with me.
Oh, okay.
Warfare can be so boring.
Oh, well, I've got my book. I'll be busy.
Yeah, just remember, don't leave with it. In fact, you can't leave while I'm gone. It wouldn't work properly.
Sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out that front door anyway. There's statues. I'm sure there's something up with them.
Oh, you mean Hector?
Yes. Pretty sure I saw him move.
And she looks at you with, are you though? Are you really? Are you that sure?
Elisa shrugs.
Anyway, before I leave, I believe you're mortals. And then she says mortals. Again, she half glances at it specifically, and then looks back to the both of you. I believe a celebratory feast of some kind is usually in the formalities for such an arrangement.
Oh.
but I don't really have a dining room, so I hope you don't mind little tray tables. And she snaps her fingers, and immediately in front of you are little, like, TV dinner trays.
Oh.
You know, the kind that, like, fold, like, with little X things, or, like, legs and stuff. And on top of them is a rather delicious-looking meal. It's weird, because it isn't really a traditional, like, feast-type meal, but it definitely looks good. There's a lot of, like, different types of cracker. There's a plethora of different cheeses. There are tall glasses of milk, and there is, and it feels weird this can all fit on a little thing, but it can. There's a small cheese pizza as well. They're big on dairy here in Librantium.
I'm not sure if I want to know what animal the milk comes from. It's hell.
You can ask.
No, I don't want to know.
It's probably goats, if it's hell.
Well, okay.
I mean, goat, you know, pan flute, goat people. I mean,
Yeah, the goats were accidental.
Oh, it's Greg. It's Greg milk, yeah.
To a well-designed business arrangement. And she raises the glass.
Same.
yeah.
Cheers.
Fun fact, it, up until this point, only ever had conjured milk.
Oh.
It immediately notices that, yes, it tastes has the same, like, flavor, but just so much better. This is so good.
Am I having a milk-gasm?
You are. It's like the best milk you've ever had. And as you guys, you know, eat, you know, like, every bit of food is super good. And you kind of realize, well, this does make sense. I mean...
Does it? It's hell.
Yeah, but, you're not here for
Okay.
punishment. You're here to accept a job right now. I mean,
That's what you go ahead.
You're officially in the administrative levels of this level of hell. You've got it good. And as you're eating, Gloth reveals a few details about the next few weeks of your life. That because you're in hell, you won't actually need to sleep. You can if you want, but you won't get tired from being awake, basically. It's a weird thing that is just the different rules of physics that apply here. That also the thing falls under eating is totally optional. You won't actually get hungry, but you can still enjoy food. She kind of goes over your job duties being, you know, basically just making sure everything runs smoothly, and if the librarians come to you with a concern, that you deal with it promptly and preferably in a way that causes maybe permanent scarring.
To them?
But
So to the books.
try to avoid actually killing any of them. And if you really want to kill them, like, just lock them up somewhere, and then you can talk to her when she gets back about
Okay.
killing them.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
You know, it's just she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to come back and have half the
No.
staff gone. You know,
Yeah.
it's a bitch to train new librarians, especially because they all have to do the thing where they have to learn how to do the dance. You know, the librarian dance, where they take off their glasses and they take the one pin out of their hair, and the bun flows down into these like beautiful
Oh my God,
blonde
so good.
locks, and all of a sudden that conservative shirt they're wearing, like, you know, button two buttons, it becomes super
yeah.
sexy. You know, all librarians have to know how to do that, and it's a skill, and it takes a long time to master. And they have to know how to, you know, to do entire dances on a small desk without falling over in heels. In heels.
And we can just make them do the dance whenever we want to.
Yes, but just remember that when they're doing the dance, they're not also dusting. So, you know,
Gotta find a balance.
you gotta, you do.
Yeah, Elisa doesn't care. She's just gonna be reading.
I just need
Right.
to know, you know. It is exploring some new stuff right now.
Yep,
Learning about your boners.
and all them kidneys.
Yeah.
By the way, that the kidney thing was a joke. You've only got two.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I was worried.
I wanted to make sure you didn't think that you were just like all kidneys, but you do have oh, you know what? You really don't know if you have a big dick or not. By the
Because
way,
I've never seen another one.
you've never actually really compared dicks with anyone. So you don't know. You've never like you don't have a frame
I've
of
showered
reference.
with the other members of the many, so
But you never really looked at their junk.
probably never looked at my own.
Exactly. And considering that a lot of members of the many are changelings, you never knew like what their like their base form.
I mean,
junk
changelings
was like.
do have a base form and biology, so
Yeah, but at the same time, like
And
it
it
was
could
just
cheat.
it would consider really rude.
anytime.
Yeah, you don't be like, hey, that dick game that you're like base dick game, or if you like up the dick game
Okay.
like no, that's rude. You don't ask that.
Maybe I can find some male librarians around here to compare dicks.
You again, frame of reference,
Mhm.
demon dicks. You know, are they bigger? Are the spikes normal?
Will I ever find out?
You know, are they always on fire, or does this one have an STD? Anyway, the job definitely seems like it's not going to be very difficult. As you finish up your meal, Gloth gets up. Well, since I'm going to be doing things on your home realm, I suppose I should get dressed. And she snapped her fingers, and immediately, she's still the same physically, but her clothing has been replaced with a gigantic jet black suit of huge plate armor with a sword strapped to her back that is glowing red and appears to be dripping blood. The blood doesn't leave a mark on the ground. It's like it drips blood that just vanishes before it hits the ground.
That is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And she holds the sword and goes, yes, lovely little thing. I made it myself out of pure hatred. Anyway, don't burn the place down when I'm gone. It'd be very rude. Considering she'll consider Bangle, which is the only thing which is still the same, but it's on the outside of the gigantic hulking suit of armor she's wearing. Yes, I believe it's murder o'clock.
Can I try to high five her?
You can, but she isn't looking at you.
No, Elisa's just gonna wave and say, "Happy birthday!"
When you try to high five her, she vanishes,
Okay.
and you like almost stumble over her desk as you like fall forward.
Fine. I'll get that high five.
And if you look down, you notice that you are now, regardless of what you were wearing previously, you notice you are wearing very conservative gray pantsuits, both of you.
Ooh. Getting the library up in this shit.
On your left breast pocket is a little name tag that says, has your name, has it on yours, and Eliza says Eliza. And underneath it, it says acting co-head librarian.
I'll try to high five Elisa.
Elisa's not
Okay.
fond of this fashion, so she's not looking for the high five.
For some reason, I headcanon this as both wearing Harry Potter school uniforms, but both girls. Is that weird?
Okay, that's not as bad as, like a really formal kind of... So I guess Elisa's busy, like, she's looking at her clothes, and then we'll look over and see your hand and just kind of slowly touch hand, and then... It's not really a slap, it's just like a tap, and then...
It's a golf clap version of a high five.
Yeah.
Good enough.
And then she'll head back to the reading room to start reading if we're not doing anything else.
I'm gonna start being important in the meantime, just so.
Okay, Eliza, you find that despite having had to be led here before, you feel like you just intrinsically know how to get through this. It's not like you have a map of the place in your head, but it feels like you know when to take every turn to get to wherever you're going. It might even surprise you a little bit, but yeah, it feels like you've known this library your entire life, and that you know every aspect of it.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what you're doing right now, but you would notice no matter where you're going, you know how to get there.
I just do all the things that Everdeen told us to do, like what I can do right now. I'm not gonna do shit that's not appropriate at this moment, but I'm just gonna do my job very, very well, is what I do.
Okay. Whereas Eliza goes just to spend time reading.
Yeah, she's gonna read, figuring if somebody has a problem, they'll come get her.
Yep. So where is it going to go?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what our job description is right now. Should I go? I'm gonna go harass some librarians.
Okay. Your options for that would be to find one working in the various stacks, or to check the librarian break room.
That sounds good. The break room. That sounds awesome.
Okay. You make your way to the librarian break room, and it is a smallish room. Then again, it seems like all non-book rooms are small in this building. And there are a couple low tables. There's an oven where you can cook a meal. And there are 2 librarians sitting there, both of whom appear to be human men. That's what they look like, I should say. They're in the form of human men. One appears to be apparent age of about 20, and the other one looks to be apparent age of about 890.
Okay.
He looks like he's about to, just drop dead from living too much. And the other one looks like he just got his first job.
Poor guy.
No, they both have to whip their dicks out.
And they are actually sitting there eating sandwiches. And as you come in, the younger one is going, well, I don't get why we didn't get to go. I mean, sure, we're not, warrior demons or anything, but man, I wanted to kill some elves too. That's why one of the reasons I hooked up with. I heard that Gloth wanted to, exterminate the elven race and, and kill their god through act of faith. And that sounded like so much fun, but here I am, stuck here with you, eating a sandwich. Telling you, it's not, call that job satisfaction. I particularly don't. I wanted to murder. Bang. And the older one is just sitting there eating a sandwich, and at the end of it he goes, well,
You want a digging?
could be worse. You could have a really annoying voice. Yeah, well, I guess that's right. It wouldn't be that good. It'd be pretty bad if I did.
I'll walk up to them, to the table, just say, hello, fellow humans.
Are you wearing a shirt that says music band?
Or just says soda, and it's got like a bottle of soda.
Carrying a skateboard.
Something like that.
They both look up, and they immediately, because they see that and they realize who you are. Younger one goes, hello, sir. I'm having a lovely day. Enjoying my sandwich. It's a good sandwich. I like bread and meat. Together, they're wonderful. It's good. Enjoying the sandwich. Just loving the sandwich. So good.
That's good.
Yep.
And
Wonderful.
Is there a spare chair?
Oh yeah, there are definitely chairs around.
I'll plop down. I'll sit down with them and just look at them.
Okay.
Say, don't mind me. Enjoy your break.
Yep, that's me. Taking my contractually mandated half-hour lunch break. I'm 21 minutes in. While this sandwich just keeps going down my throat. I do love it. I love my perks as a member of this team. I get to have a lunch break. Good.
Is this gonna go on for a while?
He's visibly very nervous. He doesn't know how much you heard of what he was complaining about.
I don't care what he's complaining about. I just saw humans, and I'm gonna spend some time with humans. I'm gonna sit there. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
You want to be where the people are.
I just want.
And oddly enough, everybody knows your name.
You want to see them eating?
I really don't think your troubles are all the same, though. You're sitting there, and the young one is very nervously eating his sandwich, and the older one barely even acknowledged you when he sat down. So, like, do you like cheese?
I like hell cheese. I learned.
Me too.
It's
It's really good. It's the best
It's
cheese.
really good. It comes from cows.
I know, right? Isn't that amazing? Like, you look at a cow and you're like, wow, I don't think that looks like cheese. And then you get cheese and you're like, wow, something magic happened. It turns out it's not even magic. It's just like chemicals and stuff that make cheese like from like cow titty milk. And it's like really impressive. And I wish I knew how to do that, but I don't. But I studied library sciences and now I'm a librarian.
Say, would you like to compare genitalia?
He turns bright red. Is this some sort of like test from HR?
I mean, it's hell, so your boss can harass you.
And he looks over the old one who's just still sitting there munching. No reaction to him from him at all. He looks at the older man and goes, "Guy, what am I supposed to do, guy? I don't know. You've been here for a long time, and I really haven't. I don't know. Am I supposed to like, whip up? What am I supposed to do?" And the older man, who now you've learned his name is Guy, he just sort of like shakes his head. Why are you? I'd show him your wiener. And the younger one is still looks very shifty, like left and right. And he starts blushing even more.
Note, it gets up. Says, please forget what I said. Enjoy your break. And walks out. He kind of just expected this to be not awkward, but apparently it just didn't go well.
Okay,
He's gonna try some other time.
alright, now what I want you to do is, yeah, give me a perception roll.
16.
Okay. So basically what happens is you leave the room and you can hear a very audible exhalation. Like
No.
and you can hear the older one go, why'd you freeze up there, son? And the other librarian goes, Guy, I couldn't. He's so cute.
So outrageous to toll.